Hi, my name is Emma Nellums, and I'm a senior here at Kean University. Today, I'm going to be sharing my personal experience. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm nervous to be on this stage today. Drunk driving isn't an accident, it's a decision. I used to think that decisions only changed the lives of people making them. The biggest decisions in my life, I thought, would be the ones that I made for myself. What school I wanted to attend, what career path I wanted to follow, and how hard I would push myself as a college athlete. But one night, someone else made a decision for me. And that night, it was not up to me. I thought I understood how meaningful life was. I thought I understood the risk, and I thought I understood the consequences. But I learned I didn't truly understand how fragile a single moment could be, and so I lived one through myself. I thought I understood how fragile a single moment could be until I lived through one myself. I never would have imagined something so painful could be a moment of strength, advocacy, and impact. But yet here I am, standing in front of all you today, not just as someone who experienced a drunk driving accident, but as someone who had to rebuild their life because of it. On this night, it was a night supposed to be with my friends. It was the end of the semester, happy to be out. And I'm sure everyone here has experienced one of those nights in college, a long night. It felt safe, it felt happy, like nothing can go wrong. But in a split second, that all changed. Before the accident, I was crossing the street, getting ready to get into an Uber. Soon, a car hit me on the ground. I can't really remember much. The only thing I can remember is a light, a white light. I heard my name, Emerald, Emerald, Emerald. Please wake up. I heard it, but I didn't hear it. Something that I remember and that will stick with me for the rest of my life is my mom and my dad having to receive that phone call at 2 a.m. I'm from Philadelphia. I go to Kean, which is in New Jersey. So that drive was a drive for them. They got in the car, not knowing if their baby girl was going to be okay. They told me that car ride was silent. It was both of them holding each other's hands, praying and praying and praying. And when I tell you this, my mom and my dad, they aren't quiet people. They love to talk. But this night, it was different. A night they never thought they would ever experience. This night didn't just change my life, but it changed theirs too. A lot of people, they physically see me and they think I'm okay. Mentally, they didn't know what was going through. Medical bills were over $30,000. $30,000. Legal expenses, over $10,000. Rounding up to about $40,000 because of one person's decision. Not mine, someone else's. The expenses weren't the hardest part. It was what I went through physically, mentally, and spiritually. Physically, I had a concussion, I had bruises, scrapes all over my body, and they're still with me today. I had 2 torn PCLs in both of my knees. I'm a college athlete. I'm on the Kean women's soccer team, and I also am a dancer. Because of these things that happened to me, I wasn't able to do what I loved. I wasn't able to shower. I couldn't walk. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't even drive by myself. All these things that once were simple became one of the hardest things in my life that I had to do. And I had to depend on my mom and my dad to be there for me. Now, mentally, it was a roller coaster. There were days where I felt I was on top of the world, like I was going to get through this, that nothing could stop me. And then there were days I was defeated. I didn't know how I was going to get past this. I didn't know. And then spiritually, I'm going to be honest with everyone today. Faith is something that is really big in my family and my life. But during this moment, I questioned everything with God. I kept asking God, why me? God, why now? God, what am I supposed to learn? I didn't understand. I was angry with God. I was frustrated with God. I didn't understand something so painful, how it could be purpose. What was I supposed to learn through something like this? I didn't understand it. I didn't pray for a while. I didn't talk to him for a while. My parents would pray at dinner. I didn't want to. I couldn't walk God. Why do I want to pray? And that's something I hate to admit, but it's the truth. But something in me started to change. It wasn't all in 1 second. It wasn't in 1 week. It came in small moments. And what I started to see was my mindset. I stopped asking God, why me? And I started to ask God, what now? I started to learn that God wasn't doing this to put me through pain, but he knew that I was going to be the one that would be able to handle it. And then slowly, my faith came back. I started leaning on God again. I started leaning on my family again. And that gave me the strength to keep going. I had to experience all these things. But the person that was in that car, that decided to get in that car, who was drunk, 3 times over the alcohol legal limit, drove off after hitting me, not knowing if I was dead or alive, I wasn't a person to him. I wasn't. But to others, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a teammate, and I'm a leader. There are times that I call the prosecutor's office. Every time, I go straight to voicemail. Every time, I leave a voicemail, though. One thing about me, I'm a person that will speak my mind and figure out ways that I can advocate for myself. That night, he didn't just change how I saw things, he changed me for the better. I never understood what I was supposed to learn from all of this. But as I said earlier, I started to believe in God again. I started to trust God again. I started to rely on my family to push me and guide me through this challenge. I started speaking. I turned something that I experienced into something powerful. I started speaking at classes. I started hosting events on campus because I wasn't going to let one person's decision impact my whole life. I got back on that soccer field. I started dancing again. There's going to be things in life that we all go through. Things we're never going to be able to decide. Some things are already made for us, and some things impact us. But it's up to you how you want to deal with it. because from pain, there can be purpose. And from purpose, there can be impact. And that's why I'm here today, in front of all of you guys. My pain turned into purpose. And with that purpose, there came impact. Thank you.